Saturday evening, there was the slightest hope that Sunday would be better. But with dawn came more rain and cold. Yet even with the bad weather, the turnout was impressive. Riders from across the country came to test their minds, bodies, and machines against the terrain, riding beside such legends as Hawkins, Davis, Lafferty, Pepper, Blackwell, and Stavish. 1997's national champ Mike Lafferty was back to defend his title. The ride started on the desert floor, but soon rose several thousand feet into the mountains, far beyond the eyes of spectators, far up into the clouds. Reports of less than 20 feet of visibility would later come down. Reports of riders crashing into one another. Some said up in the clouds, it was like living a nightmare. At the beginning of the race, there were some hot shots. But by the end, the cold and rain, desert and mountains had either broken them somewhere along the way or given them a new sense of humility.
Well, our last race that we had was approximately 3 years ago, and then we ran into some problems with the land managers out here. We had to go back and talk to them and basically work out some problems with land use, where we were located, just basic land problems, misunderstandings about motorcycles and the events and that kind of thing. But it took 2 years, a lot of hard work and persistence, but paid off. So we're back, and we're here to stay.
Some of the easier parts of the course ran through sections of dry creek beds. Nearing the end of the Enduro, after 7 hours of riding, the trail came to a lava-formed segment called the Falls. Unfortunately, our camera doesn't show how intimidating this looked, but Arizona Trail Riders member Steve Levi was there to give us a better picture.
When you ride down one of these things, you've got a small, narrow chute, and gravity sucks you down. When you go down, you just totally freaked out. Your butt's sucking up the seat. You're hanging on to everything for dear life. And before you know it, you're going over these bumps, and the bike's going this way and that way and bouncing up and down. And all you want to do is go down to the bottom without wrecking. And when you make it down to the bottom, you believe in God. You have beautiful visions. You have a ball movement.
Of course, as in the tradition of most Enduro clubs, there was no shortage of encouraging signage. The first rider through got a good round of applause, demonstrating that the trick was to sit back, hold on, and keep up your momentum. When our cameraman wasn't walking into Cholla Cactus, he was able to catch a few of the pros as they came through. Then there were the timid. Or just plain tired.
Oh, shit. Except for me.
got no energy left.
You see how that guy fell going down there? That's how I ride it down. With my butt.
You know, during the day I had a problem after the pit, and I hit a rock and crashed, and kind of wadded my bike up pretty good. The last gap that I had to stop, and we had to change a pipe and brake pedal and all kinds of good stuff. But other than that, I had a pretty good day.
The guys here at Arizona did a great job. I mean, when you come to ride a desert enduro, this is what a desert enduro should be. They did a great job. Race went really well for me. I mean, like I say, this is a new project with a new YZ400. You know, I've always ridden a two-stroke, so you know, it's kind of something new for me, and it's really interesting. And like I say, Yamaha did a great job with the bike.
Just went out there and rode and just tried to get through the first national without any big problems, and did. Everything worked great. My bikes worked fine, and just went out there and tried not to get stomped around by any cactus.
It was awesome. The club did a good job, and the rain helped out a lot. Made the trails a lot faster. My Larson Cycle Honda worked great. Factory connection suspension was working really good.
I think it worked out for the best of it. This morning it was pretty sloppy, and I thought I was going to be all over the place out there. But I'm glad it rained, because I think it made it overall better without being as dusty. I thought it was really awesome. I mean, I had a good time, and it was definitely really technical.
What we've done is we've gone ahead and made those trails official trails. They are now sanctioned trails. They are recognized trails by the Bureau of Land Management. Now that they are recognized, we've adopted them as our property for all of the citizens of the state of Arizona, and we hope to go back out there and maintain them and keep them in great condition so that we can continue to ride them and leave them open to other multiple-use users within the state.
Here are the results for the Arizona Desert Mountain National Enduro.
Yeah, the Appalachian Dirt Riders have been putting on a national run for several years, and it's in memorial to Randall M. Simmons, and he founded the club and was instrumental in setting the national races up and bringing them here to Benton County, Jackson County area. And so they went ahead, and what was always called the Little Raccoon Classic became a memorial run in his name. And so that's what it's about today, is they passed the big coonskin hat and the large trophies out. And so it's kind of special for that reason.
It had been raining for the last 5 days, and rain was in the forecast for race day. So spirits were up when Sunday morning dawned with only patches of heavy fog and scattered clouds.
We've had 6.8 inches in March, or in April, and that makes it the second wettest April in the history of Ohio.
It was Doug Blackwell's home territory, and he was ready to hold Mike Lafferty's feet to the fire.
Kind of being one of my favorite tracks. I'm going to go out there and try to ride smart and just be consistent, try to be there at the end of the day again.
It's going to be a little muddy and stuff like that, so I don't know, just get to the end, without getting having any serious problems, getting stuck or something like that. But it should be a good race. It always is.
I don't know. See blue skies right now, but here in Ohio, it can change so quick.
It'll be a good one. Good mud run.
Due to the lack of public lands in Ohio, enduro riders must use country roads between off-road sections of the course. Early on, reports were coming in of riders getting lost or hitting sections of trail too tough for them. By the first gas stop, even the pros had a growing respect for the trail.
How you holding up?
Okay, it's a survival race out there. Whew.
It's a what?
Survival race. It's a good race, though. Guys have done a good job, You just gotta stay at it. Trail's getting a little wasted, but yeah, that heat sink's falling off.
Even for Road 21, the trails are really, really tore up.
Where did he go? I've got your stuff out.
Open A rider Paul Lemon had had enough.
Get me up like this, man. This'll be the last time you ever see me.
At mile 78, the riders faced a long mud run up a steep hill.
I understand they put 3.5 new miles of really tight stuff in here this morning, and probably coming out because of the floodwaters be down somewhat. This should really be a challenge for them.
Although nearly unrecognizable in Ohio's famous caking mud, it wasn't too difficult to tell the AA and more experienced riders from those with a little less experience. Despite the mud and trail conditions, the riders seem to be having a great time.
At check 13, Doug Blackwell had caught Mike Lafferty. They were bumper to bumper right here with Blackwell in the lead. He dropped 9, Lafferty dropped 10. Hawkins also marked a 9 here, so the battle's on. We'll see who wins.
In the end, Doug Blackwell didn't disappoint. He beat Lafferty by 3 points.
Had a real good day. SCR Yamaha running perfect all day long and got me through the finish. Looks like it turned out to be a good day.
There's a lot of mud out there and a lot of places to get stuck, so just kind of took my time and trying to weave through it and everything. So I don't know, I had a pretty good time.
I got lost in that last section one time. I almost caught you. I seen Doug and I went up the big hill. And I went that big hill twice. Yeah, I went up it twice, and then I got going again. So, hey, that's just the way it goes. I had a lot of fun. Anytime you can ride a race, have a lot of fun on the buddies like this, and you didn't get hurt, you've had a good day.
It was real slick. I felt like I was riding a 500. The thing weighed so much, you know. But the club did a really good job, and it was really technical and tough and tight. And
how does it feel like being a mud sandwich?
Oh, I'll get it all cleaned up. It's a brand new bike. I wish I would have brought my old one. Kind of saved this for Texas where it was nice and dry, you know.
It was now 2 races into the series, and Mike Lafferty still hadn't won an event yet. Here are the results of the Little Raccoon Classic Enduro. Some said it was the Enduro from hell. The sky was hazy and overcast for most of Saturday and Sunday as smoke drifted up from the forest fires in Central America. This, combined with little air movement, made for a motorcycle race through a hot house rather than a national forest. It would not only test the riders' physical endurance, but also their ability to cope with extreme heat and humidity. Last year's second-place overall winner, Matt Stavish, had broken his hand Saturday and was headed back to Minnesota that evening.
Yeah, well, in the third test of the day, I went down and caught my hand on the bark buster, and I think I might have broke it. So I'm going to miss tomorrow, and then probably next weekend in Ohio also. Maybe I could be back for Ohio if it's not broken, but if not, I'll be in the Bellingham. I wish I was out there riding tomorrow, but I guess I'm going home early.
On Sunday, the riders had 6 special tests to run, stretched over 92 miles through the forest.
This Enduro really is on the European format, where, for example, the national Enduros in the United States, you're penalized for crossing a checkpoint early. and there are secret checkpoints where if you go crossing too early, you're penalized you're penalized more for being early than you are late. In the National Reliability Enduro, all the checks are known checks. They know where they are. And there's an area before the checkpoint where they can literally come in, work on their bikes, sit there and wait for their time to come up before they cross. This race is the National Reliability Enduro qualifier, 2-day qualifier, but it's combined with the National Enduro. But they're going by qualifier rules.
How'd it go yesterday?
Went really good. Had a real good test and everything.
Here you've been having some trouble with the four-stroke.
Yeah, just get into run a little bit better, and I'll have it dialed in.
As with most enduros, some of the riders don't even make it out of the start area before having troubles. Here, Kawasaki Team Green shows good sportsmanship and comes to the rescue. Then there was the fellow who, wait a second, strapped a poor stuffed animal to his back? Better not show this to the stuffed animal rights activists. Hold on, Teddy.
Well, this is what we call the tree track, and it's a timed test. So the riders go as fast as they can through the course, take off, go through the tree track, and when they get to the end, the time will also be taken. And it's really a matter of how fast can they go through the course.
In order to get the dramatic shots, our cameraman always tried to get as close to the action as possible. Here, he eats the roost of Jason Donners. Nice going, Jason.
It's working out pretty good. Yesterday was pretty hot and dusty and stuff, but today doesn't seem as bad. You know, getting pretty used to it. Testing pretty much the same, just trying to plug along and do the best I can.
This is the hottest race we had all year, so I think you can see the heat taking a toll on a lot of the guys.
How you holding up so far?
I'm still tired from yesterday.
You weren't one of those guys over there getting the full body massage?
No, but you know that's a good option. I think that should be mandatory at all the girls from now on. I work for Dirt Bike Magazine. We're doing a test on a special kitted 400 Yamaha. It's a 420, so it's actually in the open class instead of in the 400 class. It's been doing really good.
It's the same thing: long, hard, dusty. Try to keep it off the ground. Stay out of the roots as much as you can.
How much of a chance do you think you got today?
Well, he's a factory rider, so he's in a little better shape. I figure I have to work like a real person, you know. I always feel better on the second day.
We've worked with the Forest Service, and actually the Trail Riders of Houston has done the bar grading and the blocks, put them down on hills and creek crossings to fight the erosion. Forest Service has been real favorable to us. We've worked real well together.
We're going to start them down this hill at the start of the test. It's approximately a 3-mile special test. We're going to start here, and then they're going to make this creek crossing, and then they'll be going on off into the woods.
The boy from Alabama that we sang Dixie to, he was, I don't know, 60, 80 yards away. And when we got done singing Dixie, he was the only one left to come through the checkpoint. He pops the wheelie and comes flying up into the checkpoint, drops his front tire right in front of me, and I just looked up at him and wrote my time on it and said, "Go on, Alabama, you're doing real fine."
By check 3, both days and the heat were starting to take a toll on the riders.
Just, you know, the traffic and the dust, you know, I got a little nick on my nose. But I guess that's just part of off-road riding, you know, dodging trees and bushes. I just do a zig, not a zag, you know.
Down here at this Houston race, I've gotten third the last 2 years, but I've only been beaten by factory riders both times. But if I got beat, I get beat by a factory boy again, and you can't complain too much about that.
I rode, like I said, my Yamaha was great today, and it was great yesterday, and I rode. I didn't make any big mistakes, but I didn't feel like I nailed everything either. I heard that the first, the final grass track, I won that, and I won the second test today, so we had 5, so I've won 2 out of the 5, so if I can win a couple more, I'd be okay.
Yesterday pretty much kicked us in the butt, and then today didn't seem as bad. Maybe it wasn't as bad, or we just getting used to it. But second day was pretty good. My bike ran good, and you know, I had a lot of fun. We fell down a couple times here and there, but tried to make up some time. So we'll see what happens.
Mike Lafferty falls down.
Yeah, everybody falls down.
Yesterday they rode 127 miles, and today they rode 92 miles. And it was quite hot and humid, but other than the usual mishaps, everything went real well, and everybody seemed to have a good time.
Dodie Moore, an enterprising massage therapist, thought an Enduro would be the perfect place to provide her services.
We're doing 10-minute tickers for the motorcycle riders, and we're trying to get their muscles loosened up after they come in, get the stigma out of massage, and make them feel better and do good for their body. Oh, yesterday I did 3 out of 75, I believe, and today I've already done 1, and I'm waiting on another one to show up from cleaning up.
Here are the results from the Trail Riders of Houston ISDE 2-day qualifier.